I married a man that murdered his first wife. So before I ever said I do, I knew that he had taken the life of his first wife.
We listen and we judge. Guys, we will listen and we're going to judge. I came across a video of a woman saying how she met her ex-husband. Let me show you guys the video.
I married a man that murdered his first wife. So before I ever said I do, I knew that he had taken the life of his first wife. So he spent 19 years in prison, in a Texas prison. And 1 month out of prison, I met him. And within 7 months, we were married and we stayed married for 2 years. And I share this because my mindset was really messed up when I was partying a lot, right? And, like some of the guys that I have gone out with, oh Lord, like the last dude I went out with, he had tattoos all over his face and he had a fake tattoo beard. Oh my God. Like, not that I'm like a prize or anything, but that was my mindset when I was in active addiction. Like, that was what I was attracted to.
After making this video, a lot of people are coming for her. A lot of people are like, what were you on? What were you thinking? What is your problem? What is going on in your head that is making you to think that a man that unalive his first wife will not do the same to you? Like, what? People are coming for her. Like, people are judging. People are judging her. People are even ignoring the fact that she said, oh, she was on drugs, she was addicted to drugs. People are ignoring that fact. They do not care if you're even on drugs. People are coming for her. Like, how would you even think you can survive marrying a man months later after you found out that he was in prison for unaliving his first wife? I'm going to show you guys the reaction video. She also made a story time explaining to us the first dates where they went to. So after the reaction video, you're going to see a short story time about how she met him, why she decided to marry him, what was going through her head. Anyway, let me show you guys this video and I'll be back.
She then said he spent 19 years in prison. So he did that shit. He got convicted of that shit. There's no denying it. And you still chose to marry him. What type of bird is this? Why do people believe they're the exception to the rule? He killed someone. You marry him. Do you not think it can happen to you?
This is what people call bird behavior. Because what you mean you married a man that murdered his first wife? Y'all literally will let evil people get away with stuff as long as they don't do it to you. And I don't care how much he showed you that he loved you, he cared about you, he supports you and whatnot. If he did that to his first wife, what makes you think that you're safe? Thank God you are alive, but the fact that he murdered his first wife already is enough for me to be like, yes, something's wrong with that man. While I understand he did the time for his crime, if I was a woman, I would not trust no man that unalive their significant other before me. I wouldn't. That's just me though.
You know what? It's your sign. It's your sign. Take him back. Take him back. This is actually your sign that that man is actually your soulmate, and nothing he has done should dissuade you from spending the rest of your life with him. In fact, if anything, it's also teaching you, block your eyes. Forget the transgressions. Forget what he's done. Because, baby, if someone, our good sister over here, can forgive murder, if she can overlook murder, who are you to close your eyes to the possibilities? Because okay. And when you make that decision, I want you to remember, you consciously chose for that to be the rest of.
There's a video going around, and my cat has the zoomies. There's a video going around of a woman talking about how she married a man knowing that he had murdered his first wife. She met him a month after he got out of a 19-year sentence and was with him for 2 years. And I haven't been able to stop thinking about it, not because of her, but because of us. While she's telling this story, she smiles here and there, she laughs a little bit, and before I could even get halfway through the comments, women were already putting her on trial. You're disrespectful, you should be ashamed of yourself, I would never admit this out loud, imagine how his wife would feel. And that really, because my first thought wasn't, why is she laughing? It was, this is what survival sounds like. Maybe that's what it looks like when your nervous system is trying to tell a story your body can't fully hold. And then it hit me. Look how fast we got to work. Nobody had to tell us to start inspecting her, we just did. We zoomed in on her facial expressions, her tone, whether she looked sad enough, whether she smiled too much, whether she deserved to tell the story the way she did, or even at all. It's actually wild when you see it. That man murdered his first wife. And suddenly this woman still ended up being the one whose behavior we needed to evaluate. Once you see that pattern, you can't unsee it. And I'm not sitting here pretending like I'm above this. I've caught myself doing versions of this. And that's why it actually scares me. Because this is how this stuff survives. You don't have to convince women we aren't whole people, especially if you've spent generations teaching us how to measure each other with the same ruler. We start asking whether a woman was respectful enough, sad enough, smart enough, careful enough, instead of asking why we're holding women to a standard of perfection before we'll even offer them our compassion. And I don't think most women wake up wanting to do patriarchy any favors. I think we've inherited behaviors that feel so normal, we mistake them for discernment. And then one day you notice it. You find yourself reaching for another woman's throat before you reach for her humanity. And that realization is uncomfortable as hell. And I'd rather sit with that discomfort before we spend another generation making women prove they're deserving of empathy before we offer it.
She married a man that killed his wife. It was not a rumor. He actually did it. She confirmed the man killed his wife. And she married him as a wife and became a wife so that he can kill again. Why do women think they are so special? Like, why do women think they are exception to the rule? Like, I don't understand. I doubt a man can marry a woman that murdered her husband. I doubt. And yet, every day we see she married a man that murdered his wife. She married him. She knew, because I went to her page, she knew he murdered his wife. There's level to this craziness. Women, like, there's levels to it. There is levels. I don't know if I'm going to call this pick easy or male-centeredness, but this woman claims she is not male-centered. She claims she is not. But I'm confused why a woman will marry a man that have murdered his wife before. She went ahead to place herself in the same position where the late woman had placed herself that led to her death. You are in close proximity to someone that already
woman. It doesn't make sense to me. No, it doesn't.
Let me get this straight. You knew that this individual, matter of fact, you have proof that this individual spent 19 years in prison for unaliving his ex-wife. And you said, hey, out of the 4 billion plus males that you'll find on this earth, you say, hey, let me just go for the convicted killer. Let me just marry the one that just happened to, unalive his wife, the one person that he's supposed to protect. And you're on the internet telling your story? Please get away from me. I don't know exactly what it is, but the most violent, vicious people always end up with someone. I'll never understand it. I don't know if it's some type of sick fantasy that some people have, but it has to stop. It has to.
Excuse me? Choose the bear. Please, for the love of your life, for the love of choose the bear. You, specifically you, have permission to choose the bear. On behalf of men that love and care and cherish women, we are giving you, specifically this lady, you have a free pass. We understand. You can choose the bear. Choose anything but that man. Lady, you're not even trying. At this point, you're not even trying. You have the survival instincts of a grape. Yeah, I'm finding it difficult to give you any kind of sound advice other than any other option is better than what you chose.
You're what we call the mother eagle, the falcon, the head owl. You're even the phoenix.
So I recently made a video about how I married a man that murdered his first wife. So when I said I do, I knew that this man had killed his first wife, right? And I knew that those same hands that committed that ugly, violent crime against that woman, the innocent woman, that those same hands were gonna be on my body, right? And a lot of people are like, how could you do that? You guys, my judgment was impaired. First of all, I had been using drugs heavily, alcohol. I was an alcoholic, and I was intrigued by this man, like a man that had been locked up for like 19 years. I wanted to know more about him. I wanted to ask him questions. Oh my God. So we went out on a date, and you will not believe where we went out on a date to. It is crazy. I'm going to do a part 2. So here's part 2 of marrying a man that murdered his first wife, and me knowing that when I said I do, right? And so if you haven't watched part 1, you should just go watch that. So I left off on, we're going to go out on a date. So I know that I didn't plan the date when I think back, because if I would have planned the date, I would have went somewhere where I could drink, right? And so we ended up driving out to Port Mansfield because I live in South Texas, and it was late at night. And if you know anything about Port Mansfield, you know that it's a 25-minute drive in absolute darkness. So now, that I have clarity, I wonder if his intentions were to hurt me, right? Like, why take me for a 25-minute drive out in the boonies where it's super, super dark? Anyways, well, we were out there for a while and we talked. I think it was a little bit awkward, right? And then he says, well, I want to take you to my family member's house, like his nephew's house. So we drove into Harlingen, and I remember him parking outside of where his nephew lived and him telling me that he had been in prison for a long time, which I knew that he had been in prison for a long time, but I didn't know what he had done. And it was at that time that he told me that he was there for killing his first wife. And I was just like, so in part 3, I'll tell you guys what I was thinking when he told me that. Part 3 of marrying a man that murdered his wife, and me knowing that he had done that when I said I do. So, me finding out on our first date that he murdered his wife. So, he told me that he had murdered his first wife on our first date. And so, I remember we were sitting in the car and we were at his nephew's house, right? And I never felt an urgency when he told me to get out of the vehicle, or I never felt fear, right? And I think it's because of the lifestyle that I had lived, right? I was wild. I had been in active addiction for a long time. And the date should have been over when he took me out to that dark place at the beginning of our date. That should have been the end of the date. But in my mind, that was completely acceptable that he took me out there, which is weird to me today. And so, I just felt at that time that people deserved second chances, that he had paid his debt to society. And because he had paid his debt to society, which is by serving the 19-year sentence, that he deserved a second chance at life. It's weird for me too. It's really weird for me too as I talk about it and I process.
What kind of drug was she on? Listen, I know that some of us did not grow up like this. What I'm trying to say is some of us were pick-me. Some of us have done things that sometimes when we think about the things that we've done for men, to men, with men, we'll be like, damn it, why did I even think about doing this? Oh my God, I was so stupid. A lot of us have done things that when we look back, we'll be like, I wish I had sense then. But I have never, like, there's some things that you would do that we've done. I have never thought that a a grown woman would think about marrying a man months later after finding out that he was in prison for 19 years because he unalived his first wife. He took you on a date to a lonely place. You did not run. You were not scared. There and there, telling you that, you know why I was locked up? Because I killed my wife. And you are there. You are looking at him and like, oh God, you're so cute. Like, I do not know that level of pick me. I do not know that, it's giving. I want to unalive myself. I'm tired of this world. I want to unalive myself, but I'm not going to do it by myself. I'm going to get married to someone that's going to do it for me. That was giving. It's giving. I do not love my life because I do not understand. Even if you are not well educated on some things, or even though you are not well educated on how dangerous men can be, I feel like there's some things that your brain should just tell you, back off. I just feel like there's some things that nobody needs to, that you don't need to like, it's just a normal, sensible thing. You guys, now I get it. I do not know why these men that have served, these men that were PDF, these men that have murdered their wife, they still end up being with a woman. That is why these men are not going to change. They will keep on aliving us. Because at the end of the day, no matter what they do, they still end up being with a woman after they serve. A video of a gist I was giving you a gist of a Nigerian man that is a PDF. He was caught, arrested, served. He was supposed to serve 5 years. Just imagine, 5 years. I think he served just 2 years or 3 years. Just him coming out months later, there was a ceremony. A woman had already given birth for him. This woman has a child, a daughter, same age that this man was gripping before he went to prison. Same age. And this woman opened her legs, got pregnant. People are even supporting it. People are supporting her. So now I'm thinking, is it that this other woman is also on drugs? Because it is not sensible for you to see danger and be like, I'm going to go in because I'm different. I'm a different woman. It's going to treat me different. Even men, that there is no record that they've unalived their wife, they are dangerous. You now know. He's even saying, like, you know. Or do you think because it's service time, meaning I'm good, like he's good, like yes, because that's what people are saying. People are like, oh, they've served their time. They served their time because they did not have a choice. They were caught. Does not mean that they've changed. Does not mean that they are saying now. A same person can never unalive a woman that he claimed that he loves. You're lucky, 2 years, 2 good years you were with him. I'm sure maybe he has tried to unalive you, you escaped. I just hope there's no woman that is looking at this video and saying, oh, I'm attracted to a man, let me try my luck to maybe, because I don't know why some women are attracted to men in prison. The fact that some women hear that a man is a bad guy, is arrested for stealing, is arrested for murder, is arrested for this, they are, I don't know, like, that's a mental problem. Like, that is not a normal thing. You're not supposed to normally be attracted to men like that. You're supposed to run. You're supposed to run. But some women, because the man is in prison, they're really like, oh, I want to get to know him. At this point, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know if we should judge or not. But I just feel like you think that you're bigger than the program, you're not. There's still possibility you can see unalive her if he wants to. You know why? Because she made this video. We've seen men, just because we want to make a video and talk about them, they are killing us. So your life is still at stake. Why will you think being with a man that has unalived his wife, his first wife, is the best thing for you? Why do you think you are different? What is going through your head at that point? What drug was she on? It's crazy, you guys. I am short of words. Let me know what you guys think about this video down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, Sugar Mary David, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe, all of that good stuff, you guys. I'll see you in my next video.